First of all, let us praise and thank God Almighty for the blessings and joy that we can gather here in good health condition and without any barriers. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Muhammadiyah. I'm a student at Muhammadiyah 1 Senior High School, Yogyakarta. On this occasion, I will be giving you a few sentences about the young generation's role in election. My fellow audience, do you know what the meaning of an election is? Well, election is a formal and organized voting process of a person or a group of candidates for a political position. In this case, I'm going to talk about President and Vice President position. In Indonesia political system, election happens once in 5 years. And this year, 2024, is the election year. This year, Indonesian citizens that have qualified, such as above 17 years old and have a valid ID, can vote for a new president and vice president. The 2024 presidential election has the total voters of 204 million voters, all around Indonesia. According to Republika, the majority of the voters is dominated by millennials and Generation Z. The total of voters from these two young generations has reached up to 113 million voters, or 56.45% of the total voters. The young generation have a powerful force of driving the social and political change. This force, when transferred into the political election progress, have the possibility to rebuild the shape of our democracy. By voting and advocating, the young generation can become a shaper, a builder of a more inclusive and comprehensive society. But even though that the engagement of young generation in presidential election considered as a positive force, it would be a huge loss not to acknowledge the potential problems. Some people agree that the enthusiasm of the young generation in political election might be boosted by something that went viral. In other words, there might be a possibility where the youth is influenced by some factors such as social media trends. This statement also means that some individuals in this generation have a lack of understanding about the political system or political candidates. This hasty and irresponsible decision-making could impact the quality of our democracy. That is why it is important to have a mindset that contains a deep sense of responsibility and an understanding about the political system. Using technology and social media as a tool for political awareness and activism wisely can empower the youth to participate in shaping our country's future. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, our country is constantly evolving, which implicitly means that the challenges and the changes we are about to face could get more complex. In this rapid change era, the young generation has a crucial and strong role in building the shape of our country's future through this presidential election. These days, the young generation considered as the core, the heartbeat of our society. They carry the dreams, the aspirations, the energies that could guide us towards the future. They also hold the power of injecting ideas, valuable perspective, and a forward-looking vision into the world of politics. This means that their participation in presidential election is not just important, but also essential for the dynamism of our society. We can conclude that the role of young generation in election is not just about casting votes, but also about building the shape of our country's future. As we reflect on the opportunities and the challenges in the intersection between young generation and the presidential election, let us remember that the road to a thriving democracy requires the active participation of every citizen, regardless of age. Always remember that the strength of our nation lies in our voices. Our democracy is a living and a breathing entity. This progress requires the activism of the young generation, because the young generation holds the main torch to this progress. May we all continue to stay united. Let us inflame the spirit of democracy and hoping that the spirit will continue to burn for our next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for me to close my speech. I hope we always develop a deep sense of respect, responsibility, and democracy inside of ourselves. Thank you for your time and your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.